Imagine spending years working a 9 to 5 corporate job only to eventually realize you've been spending all that time building someone else's dream. Now, imagine you can spend just a few hours a day or a week getting started on building your own dream. This is exactly the situation I found myself in. Only I didn't come to the realization myself. It was forced upon me at the age of 43 when I was laid off from my corporate job. In a way, it was a blessing. Up until then, I'd been spending hours a day trading my time for a biweekly paycheck to help someone else build their dream. It was the wake up call I needed. Now, I don't suggest you wait until you're laid off to have this epiphany and start building your own dreams. I was very blessed to have a good severance package and a very supportive wife who had a good, stable job. So I was afforded the time and ability to bet on myself and start my own business. In the past 6 years, I've launched a management consulting company, published 4 books, launched 3 online courses, coached dozens of other entrepreneurs, launched a newsletter and a podcast, and now, most recently, a membership community called the Solopreneur Sandbox. But if I were to go back and do it all over again, I would have started while working my 9 to 5 job. And here's my advice for you. First, we all have the same amount of time in the day, 24 hours. We obviously need to prioritize some of these things that we should never skimp on. Sleep, like 7 to 8 hours a night. Your current 9 to 5 job, if that's applicable. So there's 8 hours a day. And of course, quality time with family or friends, maybe that's 2 to 3 hours a day. Some time spent on your physical health, whatever that looks like for you, maybe an hour a day. That's a total of 18 to 20 hours, which means there's another 4 to 6 in there somewhere. 4 to 6 hours. Hours that you may be currently filling with wasted time, scrolling social media, binging Netflix, whatever. If you were to take just 2 of those 4 to 6 hours every day and spend it focused on something for yourself, you'd see massive results in a matter of months. First, you have to figure out, what do you want to build for yourself? What's your dream? I can't answer that for you. But my advice is to ask yourself this question: what would you regret not doing if you were to fast forward 10 years down the road? What would future you be upset about and be disappointed in present day you if you didn't carve out the time to do it? What is that? Once you decide what it is, make it a priority. If your dream is to write a book, writing for 2 hours a day will build an incredible writing habit and have a 40,000 to 50,000 manuscript in a matter of months. If your dream is to do some kind of freelance work, maybe that's graphics design, maybe it's video editing, maybe it's ghostwriting, whatever, you can fit a lot of work in those 2 hours a day. Whatever your dream is, make those 2 hours a priority and turn off all other distractions so that you're completely focused. Now, in the beginning, 2 hours may be tough for you. You may get discouraged and you might give up because you can't fill those 2 hours appropriately. So maybe in your case, you need to back it up a bit and start smaller first. Maybe you start with 30 minutes, 30 minutes a day until you build a habit. And then eventually you continue to increase it over time: 45 minutes, then 60 minutes, eventually 90 minutes. And maybe a year or 2 years down the road, you're up to that 2 hours a day. The main thing is to make it a habit, carve out the time, and remove all other distractions. You're going to notice your life changing because you're spending time doing something you love for 2 hours a day. It's going to permeate into all other areas of your life. And maybe it's something you can monetize: freelancing, coaching, a book, a course, etc., whatever. Maybe it's something that you can even eventually turn from a side hustle into a full-time thing. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be incredible from those 2 hours a day? But maybe not. Maybe it's just something that you love doing and it just makes every day that much more enjoyable, joy-filled. And you know that you're making your future self proud and you're solving for regret. Either way, you'll be a totally different person. If you agree with this concept, I encourage you to put it into practice. I also encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe. I share all kinds of tips and strategies for solopreneurs. For this video in particular, let me know in the comments. Okay? What do you plan to do with your time? And what's your dream? What do you plan on building for yourself? If you have any questions, if you have any challenges, feel free to reach out and ask. Put them in the comments. You can also check out my website, dennisgeelen.me, to see what else I'm up to and the other resources that I offer. See the links in the description for my newsletter, my podcast, my books, my courses, and my membership community.